Hey guys, what is going on? My name is NoJ456 and welcome to the ultimate easiest guide for Rave in the Redwoods Easter egg. Now this is going to take you through Pack-a-Punch, this is going to take you through how to get the bows, how to upgrade the bows, and finally how to complete the Easter egg and beat the boss fight as easily as possible. I'm gonna give you guys a bunch of tips and tricks as well as show you guys exactly where everything can spawn, and every single variable in this Easter egg is covered in this tutorial so you guys know that you'll be able to complete it if you follow this guide to a T. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the Easter egg. All right, so to start off, we are going to be building the boat, and therefore we are also going to be building the Pack-a-Punch since they're pretty much interconnected on how to get to both of them. Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is turn on power. If you don't know how to turn on power, it's basically just make your way down to the mine, to the area underneath the house, turning on the power switch and going through there. Now, once you turn on the power, you can head upstairs in the spawn building, and you'll actually be able to find the boat part up right there next to Jug that you can grab very, very easily. If you don't know how to do power, this may be a little, you may need to learn the map a little bit more because you do need to have some basic knowledge of the map to be able to complete this. However, the second boat part is over here underneath this little cabana here in the Rave area. You're gonna go ahead and pick that thing up, and then you're gonna make your way to the next area, which is actually in the mess hall, which is kind of all the way through next to the lake, but also by the owl and wolf cabins here. So once you make your way down here, this is kind of the area that you want to be in. This is a big giant mess hall, big open room. It's gonna be sitting right there behind the thing. You're gonna grab that, and you have built the boat. Now, before we actually get on the boat, you have everything that you need, but right before you get on the boat, you just need to run up and grab this little film reel that's sitting on the ground right here. Go ahead, hold square on that. There will not be an indicator to pick this thing up, but you do need to grab it to actually be able to Pack-a-Punch. And we're actually gonna get started with the first step of the Easter egg while we're doing this. So go ahead, ride the boat. You'll be completely safe from zombies. You can chill out, do whatever until you get kicked off the boat. And then you need to make your way up the steps and grab the film reel that is sitting right here on the outside of the cabin. Now, this is also where you start the first step of the Easter egg. This is what you need to do to start the first step. So go ahead, attach the film reels to the thing. It'll say repair the projector, so you can do that. It will create a spawn portal on the wall, and that's how you actually go through. Now, you're good to go. You don't actually need to go into the Pack-a-Punch or anything like that. You can just chill. But what you do need to do is go ahead and talk to Kevin for the first time. You're gonna hold square, talk to Kevin. They'll have a little conversation and all that good stuff. And before you leave, you need to grab a sausage out of this basket. There'll be no indicator, but just, again, hold X or square on that little basket. You'll be able to grab a sausage and move on to the next step. You've successfully Pack-a-Punched, you've got to the island, and now we're gonna be moving on to part of the bow step. So the next thing you need to do is collect 4 different animal statues from around the map. The first spawn location we are showing you guys right here, and we're going to show you the best route to actually check each and every one of these and see what you need to pick up. So obviously the second location is right here that it can spawn. It's right next to this little rock climb wall, and we're going to be picking the ones up that we got in our game, but yours can be in any of the spots that we show you. There are 9 total spots and 4 total trophies, so just about every other spot will be filled up if you follow the route that we did. But yeah, so those are the first 2 locations right there. The third location is in this little trailer right next to the Rave area. It is pretty darn easy. This one is actually the easiest to spot. It'll be right there on the table. It'll be glowing. You'll be able to go ahead and pick it up and to grab it. It will give you an indicator to grab it as well, so it's nice and easy. It's not too difficult to see. The next one is down here in the mine area. It'll be right here in the corner. As you can see, we actually got that spawn for ours, so we're gonna go up and grab that. As you can see, we're collecting them. There will be 4 statues. Once again, you can track your progress with the little thing up top. And one thing to note is that these statues are random. The next one is up here right next to Racing Stripes, so you guys can grab that one. It'll be right up there on the balcony. And but anyway, one thing to note with these things is that they are completely random locations. If you're missing like the deer one, there's no indication of where it would possibly be. Each and every one can spawn in any of the 9 locations, so you'll just have to do the entire sweep until you find out where it is. So the next one up is right here next to the bench on the way to the mess hall from the cabin area. Just find the big mess hall sign, follow that from the cabin area, and you'll be able to pick that up right there. And last but not least, our last 2 spots are right here next to the boat dock. You're gonna go ahead and pick that one up. Again, that is the spawn that we got, so we're gonna go ahead, grab that one, and then head back over to the canoes, which are right on the other side of this building, and it will be hiding here in the corners. So if you check all 9 of those spots, you will have all 4 trophies, and we'll go ahead and do the next step, which is taking these trophies back over to the Rave area and actually placing them on top of these pedestals here. We're gonna place all 4 of them, and these things are acting as soul boxes. Now, these soul boxes are kind of difficult difficult to see whenever you're actually filling them up. You're basically just gonna get kills with grenades and guns and headshots and whatever you need to do to actually kill the zombies in front of here, and you'll keep on going until you hear some sort of indicated sound. There's no really indication that these souls are going in here. Sometimes the zombies will explode into kind of this like red mist or something like that, but eventually you'll be able to pick up all 4 trophies off of this thing and put them back in your inventory, and that is where we're going for the next step. So the next thing we need to do is actually get the crossbow. So how you do this is you need to get a pouch to go into rave mode, and then you're gonna go ahead and run into 3 different locations, throw a sausage at the deer head on the wall, shoot the deer head once it starts floating off, and then it will drop a symbol, and you need to run up and hold square or X on the symbol to pick up the symbol itself, and you need to do this 3 different times, 3 different locations. It's pretty darn easy. The first one is here in the mess hall. The second one is here in the cabin area. It is basically right across from where Racing Stripes is. Just throw it in there on that window. It should be pretty darn easy. Shoot the deer head. It will drop the little symbol, and you'll be able to go over and grab it. And the last one is over here at the spawn. That is even easier than the other 2. A little tip for you guys: if you listen to the fairies as you run by, you can actually do this all in one rave mode. Also, do it as early as possible. If you do it before round 10, the slasher won't spawn in and kind of annoy you while you're doing this. But again, just make sure you run up and you grab each and every symbol, and after you grab all 3 symbols from each location, you'll be able to break the lock after you go out of rave mode and pick up the Vlad, which is the explosive tipped crossbow. And if you want to use this kind of like throughout the Easter egg, I recommend putting it on bomb stoppers because it will help you out a lot and not killing yourself. So what we need to do now is actually upgrade the crossbows themselves. I'm going to show you each of the different locations of the big version of the soul statues that we already filled up in a previous step. We have these things filled with souls from the DJ stand, and now we need to take them to the respective big statues to actually fill them up with souls even more to allow us to get the upgrade. So what we're showing you right here, these are the hawk statues. If you want the hawk upgrade for your crossbow, you go over here, you place the statue down. You'll just go right up to the base of the statue. It'll give you a little indicator to place your statue. You can go ahead and do that, and then you can start filling that up for a hawk crossbow. There is the owl and there's the wolf. There's a couple different statues for each one. Like the wolf has 2 statues, the owl has 2 statues, the hawk has 2 statues. You can place down at any of them, fill it up at any of them. It doesn't matter. It will take the same amount of souls no matter where you place it. It's just basically a couple different collecting chambers for the soul boxes. But last but not least, we have the deer statue. The deer is by far the best. I would recommend getting the deer over everything else, and then after that, I would say the wolf is the second best. So if you guys can kind of like use that to your advantage if you want to play solo, get the deer statue and so on and so forth. But after we place the statues down in front of their big statues, so they're sitting there, they're glowing on the ground, what we need to do now is we need to get kills with the Vlad in front of it. So again, if you have bomb stoppers, it's super useful. If not, just trade up a big horde of zombies, run them by, and then shoot the crossbow. It is explosive tipped, so it'll take a few seconds to blow up and everything like that. But go ahead, train them all in front of the statue, blow up a good number of zombies, and after about 25 zombies or so, something like that, if you go up, you'll be able to actually, while you're holding the Vlad, that is, after you're holding the Vlad, go up and you'll be able to pick it back up and you will get the upgraded crossbow, which is absolutely an essential to playing in this game. Try not to die like I did here. That was a little embarrassing. I don't want to talk about it, but yeah, for sure, definitely go ahead and do that. And this is going to be extremely useful for the boss fight, which you're almost ready for. So now that we're ready to move on with the Easter egg, we need to do a few things. Number one is we need to come over here and grab this picture from behind the rave area. You have to talk to Kevin before this thing will spawn, but after you talk to Kevin, you will be able to pick up this picture and take it over to this area right here. You will be able to place the picture down, you'll lose it from your inventory, and as you can see, these arms will come out of the ground. And you need to basically stay in this area, and you need to shoot 10 zombies' arms off. Now, to do this, basically, you do not want to fail this, because if you fail this, even if you don't die, but if you take too long to shoot 10 zombies' arms off, and you will basically fail it, and it will take away one of your perks randomly. It is very serious that you have a gun that can actually do enough damage to shoot off a zombie's arm. So I recommend a pack-a-punch gun and bang bangs, because not only are you gonna have to shoot off 10 zombies' arms before the timer runs out, as you guys can see, every single arm that I shoot off, it's counting a soul, but you don't even have to kill them, you just have to shoot the arms off. That's the important part of it. So make sure you're aiming for those arms, getting the arm kills, and after you get enough, you'll hear this little kind of like sucking in sound, and it will create this little blue circle on the ground. You're gonna run up and inspect that, and it will spawn in a slasher, and then a few seconds later it will go out of rave mode, and this slasher will be available for you to kill. So at this point, this is where you again need a pack-a-punch gun, because he takes a lot of damage. Grenades work on him very well, so make sure you're chucking grenades and everything like that, and make sure you're using your gun to the fullest of its potential to take out as much of the zombies as you can, and make sure you just spray this guy down, because again, you will fail this if you do not kill him in time. So you need to kill the slasher as quickly as possible, and you'll see that he actually goes down, drops you a max ammo, and then back where the photo was originally placed, you will actually get a little orb that you need to press again to actually get the picture back. So as you can see, I kill him, I run over, I grab the max ammo, and then I run back over and pick up the orb where he originally spawned in, but after you kill him, you will be able to get the picture back. As you can see, it'll pop right back up in the inventory, it'll be unscratched out, and you will have done this ritual. So just to recap, just because I know that's a lot of stuff, go and pick up the picture that's all scratched out. Make sure you do this after talking to Kevin for the first time, going to the Pack-a-Punch. Go pick up the picture. You're gonna take that picture over, you're gonna place it down, have good guns that are Pack-a-Punched and bang bangs, shoot the arms off of 10 zombies for the first ritual. After you shoot the arms off of 10 zombies, hold square, make the big guy spawn, make the slasher spawn, kill him, and then go grab the picture back again. And then after you do all that, you have to go back and talk to Kevin one more time to kind of like tell him, yo, I fixed the picture, I fixed this part, I did the first ritual, and will kind of like unlock the next picture spawn, which you will go find next. So after doing the first photo ritual and talking to Kevin, you will basically get a second photo to spawn in. And this photo will be taken over now to the rave area, and you need to make crawlers in this one. Now, it doesn't work to just shoot their legs. You have to have explosive weapons or grenades or something like that. Or my personal favorite, the balloon trap. The balloon trap works absolute wonders. Honestly and truly, just build a balloon trap as you're playing or through the game, and you will just complete this thing super easily, as you'll see in a second. How you do the balloon is blue, blue, and yellow gems. So just place blue, blue, yellow in any of the totems in any order. You can do yellow, blue, blue, whatever. It doesn't matter. And you will get a balloon trap. Place it down right here, and as you guys can see, it will collect all of the crawlers. It will collect all the souls from the crawlers as soon as you make them into crawlers. And as you can see, once again, it will finish up. It will do this little animation, and it will create the orb on the ground. You'll inspect it. It will spawn in the biggin once again, and then just like before, you got to kill the biggin as quickly as possible without dying, and you will again complete this photo. You'll complete the second photo's ritual. So stay alive. Don't be too dumb with your life. He does stay for a good amount of time, but again, just keep on shooting him. Eventually he will die, he will spawn in a nuke, and you'll be able to grab that max ammo, grab the picture back off the ground, and you will be completed. You'll get a little bit more storyline, yada yada yada, and then it's back again to talk to Kevin, because again, every single time you get one of these pictures, you have to go and talk to Kevin again. Basically, you have to talk to Kevin 3 times. Once to start the Easter egg, once after the first photo ritual, and once after the second photo ritual. After that, we're good. We don't have to talk to Kevin anymore, but we do have to go up and do it for this time around. So, talk to Kevin one more time, and we are on to the next ritual. So after talking to Kevin, getting the first photo, doing the ritual, talking to Kevin, getting the second photo, doing the ritual, talking to Kevin, you are now able to get the skull, and that is down right below the spawn area, right below the zombie, where it basically you throw the knives into his head, and then you're gonna take this skull over to the beachfront as soon as you can. You don't have to wait any rounds in between any of these things or anything like that. It may end the rounds automatically, but you just take it back over to the beachfront. And this one is very simple. You need to just get headshots. It's honestly the easiest one in my opinion. The spot that it's in is not as great because you do have that kind of like water that slows you down behind you. But again, all you need to do is just get headshots. It will collect the souls of every single headshot that you get. And as soon as you finish that off, you will be able to spawn in the slasher. Once again, you guys know how it goes at this point. It will do the little thing. And there's the orb that you need to inspect. Inspect it. It will spawn in the slasher. And then you guys know how it goes. You just have to kill the slasher. Once again, this is why it's so important to have good weapons and everything like that. But as soon as you kill the slasher, you will be able to, again, collect that photo, collect the max ammo, and finish off the last ritual, in which case you are ready to go to fight Kevin for the final boss. It is time to go in, it is time to do it, it is time to have fun, and it's gonna be exciting. So here we go, let's get on to the final boss fight. So last but not least, we have to press the button. Before you do this step, before you do step number 8, make sure you get any Pack-a-Punches out of the way. You will not be able to go back to Pack-a-Punch after you press this button because riding the boat is going to take you into the boss fight. But go ahead, head downstairs, and go press the button. Every single player in your game will have to do this. This is the only difference between a 1-player Easter egg and a 4-player Easter egg, obviously besides the amount of zombies, is you have to come down here and press the button with every single player in your game. Very easy to do, and after you do that, it is time for the boss fight. So all I recommend for the boss fight is basically to go in with as high a Pack-a-Punch weapon as you can. Hopefully you've completed Zetsubo no Shima, or Zombies in Spaceland, not Zetsubo no Shima. Hopefully you've completed Zombies in Spaceland, because if you have completed it, you will have a double Pack-a-Punch available. It helps a lot to have a double Pack-a-Punch on your kind of like primary weapon. I suggest an automatic weapon of some sort. The NV4 is really, really good for this, especially if it's double Pack-a-Punch. So get as high of a Pack-a-Punch weapon as you can, an upgraded crossbow. Again, deer being the best crossbow to get, and then kind of going there down. And go ahead and go into the boss fight. So go ahead, ride the boat with Kevin, and once you get into the boss fight, it is as follows. There is a stage at the very beginning where you have skulls floating up in the air. It depends on how many players you have, how many skulls are actually floating up there, but again, you just have to fill these things with souls until they are glowing super, super brightly blue. Basically, at first, they'll be on the ground. Secondly, they'll go up in the air, and there'll be this kind of like blue beam of light going up there, and then whenever they're completed, they will be super, super blue, super, super bright. You'll be able to tell immediately that these things are completed, and then you need to go complete the other ones as quickly as possible, because after you fill up that with a soul, it's basically just always going down. So eventually you are gonna lose kind of like that completed status if you don't finish the other skulls fast enough. So again, just kill things as quickly as possible. Try to disperse your players out, because this is the biggest area where you might run out of ammo if you're not killing things fast enough and filling up those souls and letting like one go up but the other go down. So just keep on going, keep on killing as fast as possible, and eventually after all three, or however many you have in your game, in this game we had 3, after all 3 are lit up completely, you will be on to the next stage. So after filling up the skulls, they will actually spawn in this little ritual area right here, where basically you need to lure the big guy into. You need to lure him into that spot and shoot him right in the weak spot whenever he is in that spot. It will only show up whenever he's in there, and it will actually take you out of RAVE mode whenever you do it. So as you can see, he's about to walk into it. He walks into it, and his weak spot is revealed. We shoot it, and it will take you out of RAVE mode. It will give you max ammo again every single time you finish one of these stages. And now we are down to the stage where basically we're just walking around and shooting him in the weak spot whenever it appears. Again, this is where you want automatic weapons. Crossbows do work, but it is very, very hard to hit that spot because you have to be extremely accurate. But basically just keep on walking around, keep on shooting him in the weak spot, and this is basically the entire boss fight 3 times over. So basically, obviously we have the skulls. We go from there into luring him into the trap, and from the trap we could just basically walk around and shoot the weak spots whenever they show up. And then the one that you're about to see after this, after we complete this, is the last one, which is kind of like holding at a certain location, kind of like Revelations. So there's no anti-gravity or anything like that like in Revelations, but basically there will be the spotlight on the ground that's green. You go stand in that spotlight and you're gonna be safe there. If you're not in that spotlight, you're gonna be dead in about 4 seconds. You really do need to get there fast. And you just need to survive in that area for about like 30 seconds or something like that. You'll see it in just a second here. And once you survive for about 30 seconds, it will finish, you'll be done, and you will move on to the next one. It's honestly extremely, extremely easy to do this boss fight once you know what's going on. The only difference in the first round, the first kind of wave of this, and the third wave of this, is that during the skull round, he will create a few more walls that you cannot walk through. There'll be kind of these like little blue wall type looking things. You cannot walk through those walls, you have to walk around them. And the only other thing is there's a few more zombies. That's literally the only difference between the first time through and the third time through. But as you can see, we finish off his last weak spot. He kind of twitches around. We get another max ammo there. He's going to go ahead and spawn these saw blades. Just avoid those. They're pretty darn easy. He's going to jump up all the way to the very, very tippy top of his tower, and then he's going to spawn in this kind of like green zone where you want to be in, and then stay out of the red zone because it will be all fire and everything like that, death and destruction over there. So there's the green zone. Get to it as quickly as possible. A few seconds later, everything catches on fire. You'll see all these skeletons spawning that are much harder than normal zombies, but again, your bow should just take them out no problem. Gas grenades also work wonders. Use any Fate and Fortune cards you want. It's honestly probably one of the easiest parts as long as you're just using your bow. And yeah, just survive in there for a few seconds. It will be done before you know it. It's honestly really not even that hard at all. You can use hide and seek if you're low on ammo or anything like that, but you shouldn't be. It gives you a back ammo every single time. And as you guys will see in just a second here, it will actually finish off, and yep, you're back in RAVE mode, and you are now doing the skulls once again. So as you can see, that is those little walls spawning in. So that's really the only difference between the first time around and the third time around is you're gonna have those little walls spawning in, and the skulls will kind of like change between the second and third one. So we're on our second iteration right now. You just keep on going through, you just keep on finishing it. It's pretty much the exact same. Keep on avoiding him, keep on avoiding all of his attacks, and keep on filling up the skulls. And you do this 3 times, and he will become weak like he will become basically just like able to be killed, and I'll show you guys what that looks like right now. After you finish off everything like that, after you finish off all 3 waves of each one of the waves, you will basically be able to shoot him and do damage to him. At this point, you just keep on shooting him, use your bows, use your max ammos, use your guns, everything like that. Keep on shooting him, and eventually he will go down. He will drop a piece of the summon key that you will be able to go up and pick up, or summon key, wow. The soul key rather, not the summoning, the soul key, and you'll be able to go over, pick up the soul key, and you will be able to complete the Easter egg, see the cutscene. If you guys would like to see the cutscene, I will link it down below in the description, but that is it for this Easter egg tutorial. Honestly, not that hard of a boss fight once you know what you're doing and how to avoid the attacks. Just make sure you're using your bow, don't be too stingy with your ammo, and you will be honestly fine when it comes to beating this Easter egg. So, without further ado, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up there, guys. I hope you all have enjoyed. If you have enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like. It would be much appreciated. And yeah, that's it. Hope you guys have enjoyed. I'll see you all in the next one. Adios, my friends and amigos, and goodbye.